Good morning. Well, it'll be evening for you guys. I had a different video that was gonna go up today, but I ruffled some feathers in last night's video. Went to bed with a couple yucky messages, comments, and then I woke up to a few yucky messages and comments. So let's talk about it. Because I feel like this can be a good teaching moment, a moment that may inspire another, motivate another that's in a position like myself. With part of my healing, my mental healing journey, I've gotten quiet. I'm in my quiet era, as I call it. But something told me last night that I needed to make this video this morning. And then waking up to more messages, I was just like, yeah, we're gonna have this conversation. So yesterday's video, I shared the morning of us going to church, and then I shared our grocery haul, and I shared a couple clips at church, and a few people were very bothered the fact that Winston was in the floor at church. There was quite a few hateful comments towards myself, trying to shame me, I guess, for letting him lay on the floor. Which honestly, I'm kind of shocked, because like I don't know, like, do we still do that? Do we still like shame people? And like, I kind of don't understand it. Like, I still took him to church, still got up, still took him to church. And then I commented back to one person. I'll add, well, I pinned, if you want to go watch, if you have no clue, I pinned that comment in my reply on that video. But I'd said that, I'm a solo parent on Sundays, and that I still got up, got us ready, and took him to church. I've said this before, that Luke and I don't get on here. We don't talk about Winston. We don't talk about his behavior. We don't talk about our personal life, like we don't talk about the things we're going through at home. We don't talk about his behavior, like, because it's none of y'all's business, in my opinion. It's like, that's just how it is. It's none of y'all's business. Yeah, there's times where I would love to get on here and chat and have that community with moms in similar situations with a kid like mine. But I don't, because that's Winston's life. It's his personal life, and I'm not just going to air him out and how he, behaves and everything, like, on the internet. Like I said, it's none of y'all's business. But the fact that I still got up and took him to church, I did it. I did that. Because I don't have to. We went 8 years without going to church. When we were in Lexington, in Richmond area, we did not go to church when we lived up there. When we moved back here, we started going again. My father-in-law is a preacher, so we go back going to family church. So I'm gonna call it family church. I'm pretty sure that he would rather see all his grandkids in the floor coloring or playing with a little car or playing with a fidget, listening to his sermons, than for us not to be there at all. Now, do we go every Sunday? No. Because there's some days when it's a scream and fight, and I'm just like, no, I know I can't handle it, so we're just going to stay home. But I try my best to still go a few Sundays a month. And like I said, it's none of y'all's business what goes on inside our household and our relationship. Like, even how we parent, like, anyways. But the fact that you're going to sit there and try to shame me for having my child in church, don't understand that. I don't, like, honestly, I don't get it. Winston cannot sit for a long period of time, nor am I going to make him if he has an option to sit in the floor. You've got to remember that not all children are the same. They don't matter their age, because that was another thing. He's old enough, he should know better. You don't know him. You don't. So I don't understand. Because, like I said, I could easily just not go. Because there's times, like I said, where it's a lot. It's a lot to try to get him up and out of the house. And it's a lot for me. And if you follow me on Instagram, I shared recently how I'm absolutely drowning in motherhood. But I don't get on here and just vent about it and share about it, because like I said, it's none of y'all's business. But I did that on Instagram as a reminder that if you are in a similar situation like myself, if you have children, similar, then you're not alone. You're not alone. We're all in this together, and we're trying to get through motherhood, because it sucks sometimes and you go through a lot, and it doesn't matter, which is another comment. You only have one child, and please explain to me why having one child or 3 kids or 5 kids or 6 kids matters. God blessed me with one child. That's what Luke and I chose to have. So one child is what we handle. If a family out here that has 5 or 10 kids, that's their choice. They have 5 to 10 kids that they have to handle. And it's a different level. So I'm doing my best with one child. So-and-so's doing her best with 3 kids, her best with 10 kids. Like, I don't get I don't get it. So I get up most Sundays. We get ourselves ready. We go to church. Sometimes it's a fight to get out the door, but we try to get there. And my family also knows that I'm trying my best, and that there's some Sundays that I don't go. But the Sundays that I do go, I'm there, and I'm trying. I'm trying to create those healthy habits for him, create that structure for him. And if I just because I couldn't get him to sit in a chair for an hour to an hour and a half, I'm not going to go to church just because of that. And when I say this out loud, this is something that I have personally struggled with. And so that's why I feel like this is a good moment, something to share with you guys, because I have struggled with this. I have struggled with fighting to get up and go to church, and constantly having to get on him. You need to be quiet. You need to sit still. You need to do this. You need to do that. What is that doing? When he can lay on the floor, color, do math problems, or, like a educational book, or, run a little Hot Wheel back and forth, or, like I said, do a fidget. What does that harm him sitting doing that in God's house while he's listening to his papa's sermon? He's there and he's listening to it. What's the difference in being at home listening to an audiobook or watching church on TV? And the fact that people would try to get on here and try to shame me or make me feel bad, because like I used to feel bad. It used to drive me insane because I felt like I was disrupting church. And there's times where I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I can't even pay attention. But I'm doing it because I want him to grow up in church. That's why I'm doing it. That's why the times that we get up and it's absolute heck and I try to push and go to church, it's because I want him there and I want to be there. I've grown stronger in my faith with my mental healing. It's not something that, I don't just come on here and talk about. I'm like I said, I'm a quiet person. But I want that for him. Because he deserves it. He deserves to learn about Jesus and, build his relationship with him. And I'm going to keep doing me, and I'm going to keep taking him to church. And if he needs to sit in the floor, he can sit in the floor. If things get a little hectic and I need to take him out for a second and have a little time out in a Sunday school room for 5 minutes to let him have a breather, jump around, it's fine. We'll go back in after. And like I said, this is something that I've really struggled with. And I, talked to my sister-in-law about it because I'm like, I just feel like I'm distracting everybody, because like he can't sit still and this and that, and we're on the same page. Like I sent her a couple of the messages that I've got, and she was just like, wow, like people are really saying that. So no, don't feel bad if your child cannot sit for a short or lengthy period of time. Don't feel bad if you have to constantly get on your child to be quiet. Don't feel bad if you've got to pack this big old bag full of, fidgets and color and stuff and this and that just to keep your child entertained while you're out in public, regardless if it's church or not. You can't not go out and do things. They have to experience that as well. They have to, like I said, you're building those healthy habits. So don't feel bad, mama. If you're a mama that's struggling in motherhood or, like I said, similar situations, don't feel bad. If people look at you in the pew all ugly, then they're not there for the right reasons either. They need to reevaluate. They need to figure out things in their life, because if they're sitting there in the pew judging you for your child being on the floor, that's something that they need to work on. That has nothing to do with you, because you're there and you're trying. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my tea. I think I spoke spoke my piece. I just wasn't gonna deal with that. Like, I'm still getting messages, I'm blocking people, still getting comments. I did leave the one comment, but now that other comments have been coming in, I've just been blocking. So if you have something ugly to say and you want to stay on here, just don't say it. Just keep it to yourself, because I'm gonna block you, because I just think it's ridiculous. I do. The fact that people are shaming people for going to church, because that's all it is. He's going to church. I could go in there and sit in the floor, and at least I'm there. Anyways, for everybody that had positive messages, I appreciate you and thank you. But I don't feel bad. They didn't shame me, because like I said, I went a long time feeling bad about it, but I don't anymore, because I'm taking him. So I don't. But I'm gonna finish my tea, and I need to can up a bunch of marinara sauce. So I will see y'all in the next one, and hopefully it'll be something a little bit more normal content, but I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.